Hello, 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 everyone. Hi, my name is Patricia Ribeiro Wolfson, and I am an energy practitioner who helps people simplify transformation through the Me First method, which I developed over 12 years ago, and I use with my clients and on my own personal journey of transformation, which we all go through, right? We all go through phases of transformation. We all go through things and circumstances in life where we are forced to transform. I think collectively humanity is going through a transformation. So I developed a way to sort of deal with that transformation, and I'm here to share it with you. So welcome to Me First TV, where I teach you how to calibrate your energy and navigate through the really tough times. What? Oh my goodness, I did something that's not working. Okay, talk amongst yourselves because I don't have the thing that I needed ready. Hi, okay, I do now. Oh my goodness. All right, if you guys are watching, please say hi and don't mind me having this a little moment. I'm usually quite prepared, and I am. And here I am at another evening, because this is the best time apparently for me this week. So please say hi if you're watching. It might be late for some of you. It might be right on time for others. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are here to find out some information, maybe about spiritual guidance, and I will be talking about communication through observation and playfulness today, because we all want signs from the universe, right? And today's show is about how to begin building that special relationship with spirit, God, source, however you envision it, that will help guide you through these especially challenging times, right? It's easy to feel guided and supported when it's a beautiful day and things are going great and you feel like you're in the flow of life. But it's not so easy when you're struggling to get out of bed, or when your relationships are strained, or when you're feeling lost or overwhelmed and not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And on these days where you're feeling particularly disconnected, and you're feeling lost and in desperate need of some guidance, you may want a sign. You may, just be looking for something to keep you going, something to give you some encouragement, something to let you know that you're on the right path. I know that feeling because I feel that quite a lot in my days. And, but that didn't just start now when my life really took kind of a little bit of a crazy turn. It was something that I always looked for. I was always trying to find some sort of connection. And if you don't already have a path of communication that you use, or if you haven't really done anything outside of prayer, which is great, prayer is wonderful, but prayer can feel one-sided, where you're just like saying what you need. But I find that the signs and synchronicities and, certainly messages through cards for the work that I do, which we've talked about before, I love that as confirmation, as little nods from the universe saying, yep, we're here, we're watching, you got this. And it's a way to know that you are on track. It's a way for you to get that response that you may need, right? And we may have faith that even if we don't see or hear anything, that we are going to be taken care of, right? That's what faith is. Faith is putting your trust in a higher power, right? Putting your trust in something that you can't really see. But if you want to become closer to your spiritual support team, or you want to build a relationship where you can have this give and take, where you're like, I'm here to serve, show me what I need to do, right? You need to know what it is you're looking for, right? And so I have a little fun exercise, a great way to connect with your sport team. And we're going to talk about that today. Even if you're a beginner, even if you've never really tried to listen, of course if you meditate, if you take steps like that, you already have a conversation. Well, then you may enjoy the show for other things, but it won't be for that information. This is going to be really for those people who are just beginning. You're just starting to plant the seeds. You're just starting to communicate and listen and learn how to see signs. That's what we're going to talk about today. All right. But for now, we're going to do our Me First ritual and take a couple of deep breaths, and then we will start. And I'll tell you what your little exercise is for this weekend. In the meantime, if you are watching and you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go right ahead to YouTube and just put in like @MeFirstTV and press the little notification bell so that you will know when I am on the air again. And you will find hours and hours of content about me, the Me First method, GPS, the ABCs, and more tips and strategies to navigate your everyday challenges while still looking after your family. It's possible, I know. Maybe it doesn't feel that way some days. And that's what Me First is for. It's for those days where it's like, wow, this is a hard day. Also, if you want a quick little reference guide about all the things that we talk about here, you go right ahead and you download your free Me First TV guide with simple transformation practices. And it will include things like how to calibrate your energy, your Me First Moments ritual, which we're going to do together right after this, your quick GPS activity, daily ABCs, and a simple guide to managing stress. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to light our candle. If you guys are watching, let me know where you're watching from. Like, I know I have some people that watch, some people obviously from here where I am that are local, but, and I got some people in Toronto. Like, let me know if you're watching from somewhere else, or wherever you're watching from. Let me know where you are. Say hi. All right, so we've lit our candle. Okay, I'm going to just put on some essential oils because it's all part of my little routine. And I like to do this because it just sets the tone and sets the mood. Okay. I like to run it through my hair. All right, here we go. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. We're going to breathe in through our nose. You are going to breathe in for 5. You're going to hold for 5 to increase that capacity to hold that breath, that life force energy. And then you're going to exhale for 10 seconds. And in that longer exhale, through pursed lips, forcing that air out, you are going to allow your body to just relax. And that is going to send the message to your body that everything is A-okay as we get grounded together. Okay, we're going to do that 3 times. Here we go. Deep breath in for 5, hold, and then out for 10. Breath in. Hold. And release. Okay, one more time. Let's take a deep breath in. You may need to actually take a couple of breaths if you really exhale and you want to release everything from your lungs because you would just want to get rid of whatever's not serving you, okay? Let's do another deep breath in. And hold. And release. All right, one more deep breath in. Make this one count. And I really want you to hold that breath. I want you to feel your power. And then when you exhale, I want you to exhale powerfully, releasing the last bit of garbage that's stuck in here that doesn't belong anymore, and just release it and let it out, okay? Especially with this beautiful full moon tonight. Take advantage of this cosmic beautiful event, which happens every couple of weeks or once a month, I should say. So let's do that, okay? We're going to do our last deep breath. And hold. And release. Ooh, all right, we needed it. Okay, now we're going to do a little stretching. We're just going to continue to release that stuck and stagnant energy. Anywhere you feel tension, you want to just ease that tension. And we just want to release any of that cloudy, sticky energy. Just want to and then just shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it out. Okay, and we just let Mother Nature transmute that shit and let it go, all right? Full moon, you do your job and just get rid of it for us. Thank you very much. All right, it's all intentions, right? Okay, so we're going to set our intentions with a prayer where we welcome in our spiritual support team to help us release and also call in for support. Okay, here we go. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, my love, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of infinite consciousness connect to my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve us, serve myself or humanity, and hold us back from our divine existence. Help us to embody our intentions for the day and help us raise the collective vibration for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the signs and synchronicities and messages that you will send me and anybody else watching for their highest and greatest good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Whew, yeah, all right. Oh my God, I still feel like I need to stretch. And you can do more stuff. If you're doing this like me first, I call it the me first ritual because it really is the thing that's going to kind of help you like reset, reground yourself. Go outside, stick your feet in the grass. That's another great way to do it. And if you do this in the grass, even better. All right. I have to tell you, this full moon energy right now has been so intense. And I'm not sure about you, but I have definitely been feeling it like really, really the last couple of days. It's just, a little bit of anxiety, a lot of stress. My head's been aching and I have not been, let's just say that my patience has been wearing thin. And maybe it's perimenopause, but also the moon. All right. And I spoke about what to expect from this celestial activity on the last episode, which you can go and check back after this. You just go into the description. I have the link there. But during this time, or any other time where things are kind of feeling out of whack, I recommend doing, of course, what we just did, the Me First ritual, but also the second thing that I recommend is this playful experiment that I'm going to teach you. It's this little thing that you can do with nature, and it's a way for you to be open to the signs and messages that appear. It really is just a nice little exercise, okay? So spirit, God, universe, however you see it, however, whatever resonates with you, it's always communicating with us, right? But sometimes we're so caught up in the moment, and usually it's not those happy moments, but like the stresses around us and the things that we're going through, and we're in the thick of it. We forget to take time to pause, to look up, or even to wait for guidance, right? It's really hard in this world where it's like, you need to know what to do and you got to act fast, right? We pray, but then we don't give time for a response, or we don't understand how to get a response. And so this experiment was something that I came up with I turned it into an experiment because after I did it I did it as a conscious little playful thing. I found that it was so great and worked. That's what I want to share with you. And all it takes is about 15 to 20 minutes of your time and whatever you need to take a walk. Proper footwear, proper clothing, maybe some water, okay? And this weekend is Memorial Day here in the US, so it's a great time to carve out some time to go out and do this, weather permitting, of course. I don't know if you're in New York. I heard it was going to rain. Maybe you're someone else and you'll be lucky, okay? Or somewhere else and you'll be lucky. All right, so here's the experiment. You go for a walk, right? Not that hard, I hope. If you have some trouble with that, maybe you can just get outside and sit on your porch, okay? If you can't actually walk, just go somewhere outside where you can sit and just stare at nature, stare at a tree. If you can't leave your house for whatever reason, see if you can get near a window, okay? But I like to do this as a walk, and so if you are physically able to do so, that is what I recommend, because that movement will also help you to kind of digest things. It's really a good way for you to also release some of the energy, right? If you go for a walk with an open mind, it's a way to kind of like just take things in and get into the flow. All right. But you can go walking anywhere, okay? At the park, at the beach, go hiking, wherever it is you want. You can just go around the block. You can walk around your house 5 times. I don't care, right? Just if you do whatever you can to go outside and connect with nature and be ready and set the intention to receive signs, right? However you want to set the intention. If you want to say a prayer, if you want to just be like, One of the things I recommend is always beginning with gratitude when you're communicating with spirit, right? That's why I say thank you, thank you, thank you like a million times, because I am so grateful. And gratitude, the feeling of gratitude, that vibration is sort of that high vibration. It is a vibration that honors spirit, right? Thank you, thank you, thank you for showing me signs. Thank you for showing up for me. Thank you for helping me to see the path, right? So set your intention however you want. And I don't want you to get too caught up in this. Like, don't be like beating yourself up, expecting to see things. The whole point is for you to just have some fun and allow spirit to speak to you through nature. And I want you to use your imagination, because that's something that as kids, we used to use our imagination a lot. But as adults, we start thinking of using your imagination as just like kid stuff, right? Or it's like dreaming. And, certainly I was a big dreamer as a kid, and was a lot in my head. And that wasn't something that was encouraged, especially as you got older. Dreaming was kind of meant for people who didn't do stuff, right? Okay. No, I don't have any wounds about that at all. Why do you ask? All right. Oh, hi, Linda. I didn't see that you were here. Hi. Okay. Back to the purpose. Just go out and have some fun, okay? And I want you to take a walk and notice the wildlife that stands out to you, okay? Or like I said, if you can't walk, that's okay. Just look out, just look at nature, all right? And use your imagination, as I was saying before, because your imagination and your intuition are very much connected. And with this exercise, I want you to play, okay? And what I mean by that is, okay, if there's a flower that catches your attention, or a feather that suddenly appears on your path, or a bird that you see on the sidewalk and you're like, I wonder if that's for me. Or maybe you notice someone walking that looks like your favorite aunt as a kid who's no longer here. Or you see a dog that reminds you of your first pet, right? I want you to look for meaning, right? And in a playful way. Oh my God, that kind of looks fun, right? I even do that with the clouds sometimes. Like I'll look up at the clouds and figure out like what shapes it are, what shapes they are. And I look for messages in the clouds, but you can use that as well for this experiment. But what I really want is for you to just look for those things. And if something catches your attention, if something makes you just go, I wonder if that is, I want you to take it as that's exactly what it is, right? So if you're like, I wonder, yes, it is. Don't wonder. Write it down. Either take note in your head or write it down on a piece of paper. And then I want you to go and look it up. I want you to go to Google. Well, I'll tell you a story of how this started for me, okay? So I went for a walk while I was thinking about the things that I've been going through and the struggles and how to actively try and enjoy this life that feels super challenging right now. Just as I'm thinking about this and I'm walking, I'm kind of like all in my head, a dragonfly flew over me, right? And I noticed, and immediately I felt this is a sign, right? So I took out my phone. Now, I don't recommend you do this while you're walking, but you can if you want, right? But I was like, I need to know right away. What is the message I need to know, right? And this is sort of something I've set up with Spirit, that if I see something and I'm like, ooh, it's a sign, I will Google it. And then when I read whatever it is I read about the spiritual meaning of that animal, I read it with the intention to see what resonates with me, like what clicks. And very often, like 99% of the time, something in that message is for me. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly it, right? And that's what happened when I watched this, when I saw the dragonfly and I YouTubed it and I just put it in my ears and I kept walking. In this 20-minute video, I heard so many things that I knew were messages for me. And I want to tell you that this is by design. This is how we communicate. It is set up for us to be guided towards what's meant for us. So if you see a meaning in something, that meaning is for you because you're the one that gives it the meaning, right? And Spirit knows you, God knows you, right? So the messages that you're going to receive, the things that tug on your heartstrings are the very things that are meant for you. So don't deny it and be like, ugh, there's always birds flying here. Oh, there's always feathers here on the street. Like if you're taking notice of things. Well, yeah, there are, but do you notice them all the time? Do you pay attention to the colors and what those colors might mean or represent to you? I mean, probably not for the most part. Even, I do it a lot, but I'm not doing it all the time and every day. But there are things, and if you go for walks with me, like if you live in the area and you see me going for a walk, you'll very often see me pointing to flowers and birds and being like, thank you for that message. Because I love it, because it becomes this whole conversation, and it just really makes me so happy. Okay. And, I now I notice those signs that I receive from Spirit, but I didn't notice them before. This wasn't the case before. Probably about 7 years ago was the first time where I really started to pay attention. And the first sign that really impacted me and made me feel like I was connected to the universe, it was before Camp Mom. Like on the day that I did Camp Mom, for those of you who know, I ran for a couple of years. I did Camp Mom. I ran it at Driftwood Day Camp here in Long Island. It was awesome. And it was just camp for moms. And we did motivational kind of workshops. And then we did sort of outdoor camp activities. It was great. Now, there was rain in the forecast, okay? And this was the first time I was doing it. I had put a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort into this. I had been working on it for over a year, and it was an outside event, all right? We were going to have people on the trapeze and on the zip line, and we had this giant swing. And that's not something that you want to do in the rain. And certainly if there was like lightning or anything, we just absolutely could not do it for their safety, right? So we could do it with like a light rain, but not serious. And I had people calling me, what happens if it rains? Do we get our money back? And so much was riding on it for me at the time that when I got there that morning, I took the time. I had this little spot that I would go to because I worked at the camp as well. So I had this little spot that I would go to, and I would just sit and I would just meditate before I started my day. And I did it that day, and I just meditated and prayed, asking for guidance and support. And I asked for a sign. And I was like, I just want you to send me a sign that everything is going to be okay. And I asked, it was the first time I asked for a very specific sign. I hadn't asked for a specific sign before that because I think on some level I was afraid I wouldn't find the sign or get the sign, which meant I wasn't special enough to receive messages from Spirit. That's not the case, by the way. Even if you don't get a sign when you ask for it, there may be something that, sometimes like in real life, right? No answer also is an answer. So if you have any questions about like those types of signs and you're really struggling and you want some support, we can talk through it. Just feel free to contact me. We'll have a session and we'll talk through those signs. But you don't really need me for that. Right? We know when we get the signs that we get. We may not want to believe them. We may not want to admit them. We may not want to have anything to do with the information we're being given sometimes, or we may not believe it because we're like, really? Could that be the sign for me? Once again, I want to confirm for you, yes, that is the sign for you. If you thought it, that's for you, right? Like that's your message. And then you need to kind of think, okay, well, how do I move forward, being that that's the message? Okay, so the sign that I asked for was for a blue feather, which I had never seen before, a blue feather. And so when I left the meditation spot to continue that story, I went walking back to the main entrance where I was going to receive my guests. And lo and behold, out of the corner of my eye, just like on the side of the laneway I was walking, there was a shiny little blue jay feather. And I knew I had my sign, and it felt so good. Because I trusted that the universe would give me what I needed. And even if it had rained that day, and that's part of it, is that you have to also release the expectation of receiving the sign you want, because the sign you want may not be the thing you need, and it may not be in support of your highest and greatest good. And that's where the trust comes in, right? Like you really have to trust that. Okay. So this whole Blue Jay thing gave me the confidence to keep trying to see the signs. I was like, oh my God, it worked. I got my sign. And it made me feel like I was really being listened to and that I was being guided. And since that time, I have made it my mission to pay attention to the signs. And I really work hard in so many ways to communicate with spirit. And that's why I talk about it here, because I want you to have the same success. I want you to connect in the same way. I encourage you to just do this and try it out this weekend. Go outside, take a walk, pay attention to the things around you. If you can't walk, just sit in the garden. If you can't go outside, sit inside and look out through the window and either jot down anything that resonates with you, right? If something catches your attention, or just take note. And then when you get a chance, go home or get to the computer and look up spiritual meanings on Google. Now, the reason I say to look up, it's not that I think Google is the be all end all of information, but like I said, when the message is for you, it's going to resonate. It's going to tingle. Something about it is going to be like, is that for me? If that's your question, then that's also your answer. If you think it's for you, it's for you, right? And if your mind starts going, I think this is the message that's happening, and your imagination starts to get activated, guess what? That's your message. Receive it and then do with it what you will, because that is the answer you're looking for. It may not be the answer you want, as I said, but it is an answer that you need. Okay? And you got to then process this information and trust, and then do what you got to do. Okay? And I want you to take note. The more playful you are, the more fun this will be. This shouldn't be something where you're giving yourself pressure. This needs to be fun. Don't be serious, right? Kids go out, they have fun, they tell stories. Excuse me, I need some water. Kids go out in nature and they have these great imaginations and they play. And even if you don't want to look at it from a spiritual side, from a brain side, the brain doesn't know the difference between play and not play, right? Like when kids are truly believing that they are the fireman or the princess or the whatever, one of the Brawl Stars. They believe it. They own it, and their body responds according to their belief, and spirit will respond according to their vibration, right? And they are having a great time. They don't need it to be real. They don't actually need to be the thing that they're pretending to be, because their enthusiasm, their excitement, and everything that they're getting from that play is enough. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. I want to encourage you to just start playing with spirit. Don't ask serious questions. Ask silly questions. Ask fun things. Just ask for a sign to know whether or not, show me the first, if I see a green flower, I'm going to wear a green dress. Do silly things. And then acknowledge the signs you receive and expect to receive more. Acknowledge and thank and be gracious and go, yes, I got it. Thank you for that. Yes, thank you. One of the things that I always do is that as I'm coming out of my street goes on to like a more main street here, like it's a little busier street. And so making a left always makes me a little nervous because I have to, there's like 4 lanes that I have to cross, 2 lanes that I have to cross to go to the other side. And it makes me a little nervous. And every time I get to like the end of my driveway, I would say 90% of the time it's clear for me to go. And I always thank Scott for making the road clear for me. So it's things like that where you're just having fun. Is he doing it? Who knows? Does it matter? No, I think it is. So that's like the playfulness where you're like, thanks, babe. For me, I'm like, thanks, babe. Maybe you have your mom or your dad or your grandma or your uncle or, someone else on the other side. If you want to pretend your conversation is with them, it doesn't, you can, and it may be an actual conversation with them, or if it isn't, that's okay too, because all that matters is that you are connecting, that you are feeling like you're a part of that relationship with spirit, and that's the important thing. That's how you build trust. It's how you build faith. It's how you can recognize the guidance and support that's coming to you. So remember, observe your surroundings, pay attention to the little signs, and if you think it's a sign, it's definitely a sign. And if you need more guidance or more support on this, like I said, please feel free to reach out to me through private messenger or any of my social media channels. You can reach me. Send me an email, Patricia@Jumpstart for Change. Patricia at jumpstartforchange.com. I don't know what email I was about to give you, but whatever, it happens. All right. So that's that. And before we close this evening out, because I have to wrap it up. Oh, hi, Lena. I'm just going to pull a card and see what's Spirit's sign for today for us. All right, Spirit, what's our sign for today as we go off? I am going to try and do Fun Friday tomorrow. My days have been very interesting, so I can't be sure. But if I do, if you find me here tomorrow, I will be pulling cards for people. So check it out when I'm live for Fun Friday. All right, here we go. This is our message. Look at this, guys. All right, the message for today, number 54, for anyone that might mean something for, right? Encouragement. So today's topic is about receiving signs, and I asked what sign Spirit's going to give us. Encouragement, encouraging you to begin working on that relationship with Spirit if you already haven't. If you're not already communicating through signs and synchronicities and understanding that Spirit is there, giving you guidance, giving you support, here's a little encouragement, letting you know that yes, in fact, you are being guided and supported. Do not doubt it. You are absolutely on the right path. Okay, now hold on. Ooh, this mic is... All right, I'm going to read what the book says about it. Number 54, and it's got the giraffes again. And the giraffes keep coming up for us on this show, right? And giraffes are just beautiful. You guys saw me do it on the show, right? I saw giraffes twice, and I was like, that's a sign. It's a message. Once I have like this, I've talked about this before, I think, but I have this thing with signs that it used to be when I was first learning signs, when I was first starting to pay attention to signs, I would like see something and I'd be like, oh, is that for me? And by this, then I'd see it the second time. Usually the second time I'd be like, didn't I just see something like that? By the third time I would know it was confirmation that was absolutely a sign for me. But now, because I've been working on it and practicing communicating with Spirit, now usually definitely by the second time I see it, I'm all over it. Let's try it again. I'm all over it. Or the first time I see it, if it's really significant, I'm like, I don't question it anymore. If I'm like, oh, that's for me, I know it right away. All right, so here we go. Encouragement. You are receiving a nudge in the right direction. This card tells you that you're being gently encouraged to step into your power, into the dream of your life. New things are out there to be explored as the nurturing power of the universe is giving you a nudge in the right direction. You will get the help you need, and you won't be alone in your quest. Every step you take right now is supported by the wisdom of the universe. You are on the right path. Keep going. Woohoo! All right, that was a great little finisher, a great message from Spirit. So I want you guys to report back to me. Come in the comments here or message me privately if you try this little experiment, if you take some time to be with nature this weekend and you decide that you want to pay attention to the signs. Let me know what messages you received. I really, really want to know. I really want to know whether or not this worked for you, how it worked for you. And if you have any questions, please come back and ask them. And we'll do another episode about it if I can answer them. All right? I hope you guys all have a great, great night. I truly love you all. Go out there and shine your light.